Hi everybody, I'm going to talk about Trinidad and Tobago, an island country compounded by two small islands located in West Indies, surrounded by the Caribbean Ocean and the Atlantic Ocean. Trinidad and Tobago is located more specifically in the northeast of Venezuela and northwest of Guyana. First, I'm going to talk about the languages of this island country, and the most remarkable languages in this island are English, Creole, and Spanish. They are the official ones. English has the biggest quantity of speakers living throughout the island, but it has some select levels due to all the combination of linguistic dialects that these islands suffered during colonization and invasions. In that way, the Creole is the second most important language spoken by spoken in certain places or towns of this island country, and this is a combination of a variety of African elements joined with French and Dutch elements too. Spanish would be the third most important language in this island country, but this has the smallest quantity of speakers in the island country. Second, I'm going to talk about the economy of Trinidad and Tobago. Basically, the petroleum underpins the economy of this island country. In fact, this has its own liquefied natural gas production, in which they also provide and construct motors, engine motors provided or extracted from petroleum. Also, they provided the whole island with the rain that they do thanks to the petroleum too. At the same time, the tourism is an important aspect in the economy of this island country. Yeah, because it provides to it incomes and money. Yeah, due to its flashy landscapes and its diversity that it is caused thanks to the strategic place in which Trinidad and Tobago is located as other Caribbean islands that call the attention so much. Yeah. At last but not least, the agriculture is another essential aspect into the economy, because the Trinidadian and Tobaganian have always exported products such as coffee, citrus fruits, coconuts. Products are obviously given in that specific in those specific types of countries, because these are islands. Third, I'm going to talk about the history, and in this part, I want to remark that the history of Trinidad and Tobago has similitudes and share many historical facts with other Caribbean islands, because in any way they suffered the same dehumanizing conditions, and they were underwent to be controlled, to be menaced, and to be enslaved because of well, these are part of the Third War. And well, I'm going to summarize the history. Literally, Christopher Columbus discovered Trinidad and Tobago as other Caribbean islands. Then, obviously, he discovered these islands during the discovering of America. Yeah, then the Spaniards came to invade Trinidad and Tobago and other Caribbean islands, and they brought with them African slaves. As a consequence, the slavery started to have a peak, yeah, during the history, yeah. And well, after many wars started to grow, started to arise because of the management of power of the governments, of the parliaments, and all the people that were ambitious and wanted to have the control of people. In that way, a history started to be constructed. And during the French Revolution, Dutch and French had a lot of civil wars, fighting by these countries and other countries, obviously. And well, there was a period in that time of the history in which British came and invaded Trinidad and Tobago, but sparingly, some precursors started to appear for struggling and proclaiming their rights. There was just in the time in which Trinidad and Tobago was transferred to Great Britain in terms of management. And with this government of this management, Trinidad and Tobago achieved to have a treaty of peace called Treaty of Amiens, in which some other Caribbean islands join and they form a federation of West Indies. Yeah. In that process, the slavery was abolished, many immigrants started to arrive and to take place, and also many of those African slaves had changed their way of living, of terms of quality of living. Fourth, I'm going to talk a little about the cultural life that is very important in this island country, because it has had produced a lot of writers and artists, and in fact there are dances as the limbo and the calypso and types and genres of music as calypso that are well known in these island countries, because of this has been part of the construction of that cultural identity. Yeah, that in fact has historical and cultural impositions, but they have released their own identity and cultural identity. In this way, I chose an author, a writer, a well-renowned author of Trinidad and Tobago called Cyril Lionel James, better known as C.R. James, who was born in Trinidad and was born in England. He was a politician activist, a good writer, and an historian. Yeah, and from him, I chose a book that is his best work called The Black Jacobins. That is a representation of the history of those Caribbean islands that, as I said, share some similarities in terms of so much as in their discovering and at the end in their independence. And well, the Black Jacobins is a compound of all those issues that happen in Santo Domingo, Haiti, and well, at the same time with other countries. I chose a fragment of this book, but I didn't like so much because of its unknown vocabulary, unknown and difficult vocabulary. I tried, obviously, I looked up the meaning of those words, but I didn't understand so much the meaning or the sense of that fragment because obviously it had to be connected with other chapters. If I probably want to understand the whole book, I would have to start reading from the beginning. But well, I chose just one fragment, and as far as I could read and as far as I could analyze, I came to terms that Trinidad and Tobago is a country that has fought by their identity, by their social and cultural identity. Yeah, and well, I would have to say that to comprehend our present, it is necessary to comprehend our past. Yeah, talking about my country, I am a Colombian, and I belong to a country that is part of a third world. Yeah, but why? Yeah, I am saying this because the reality that we have is according to the reality that was constructed from as of the history that Western countries impose us. Yeah, and countries as Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean and those Caribbean islands were the countries that less had a development. Yeah, and in overall, the countries of the third world have had a more delayed development. But I would say that our reality could be different. Yeah, the reality is what it is, but it is because we were taught that the Western countries are the best. Yeah, and that in any way we are weak. Yeah, and for this reason, those countries took advantage of us and control us and well, played with us. Maybe it is part of the whole growth of a society, but we have to bear in mind that we are prone to commit the same mistakes that have not been so fair if we don't comprehend our past. Yeah, talking about Colombia, we are a forgetful country. Yeah, and we have not deepened in the background that our history has produced in our present. And if we don't change our mind, if we are not more open-minded, we are prone to fall back onto those mistakes, to keep on being controlled by other powerful people, and that is not the idea. Not last but not least, it was a fragment that, although it was so difficult and not flashy for me, it was interesting because it is part of a book of history. Yeah, and normally people think that literature has always to do with the poetic structure of ideas or thoughts, but books as this one is alluding in any way. Yeah, probably not for everybody. but this represents many cultural aspects and even deeper issues of a country, as the Black Jacobins performs some aspects of Santo Domingo and other Caribbean islands, included Trinidad and Tobago. Thanks for watching.